Good morning. Good morning from Scotland. Good morning from the speaker. You know what? I was just getting organised and getting ready to face up to life instead of hiding from life behind a screen. So I was cleaning out my laptop, you see, getting rid of thousands and thousands of videos that are words, you can call them, that never reached that ultimate stage of YouTube. So therefore I was just wiping out this computer, and I came across the amount of videos that I've uploaded, that the speaker has uploaded. And I realized that along the lines, I've met so many interesting people with this concept of enlightenment and whatever you want to call it, this revelational sharing of insights and semi-teachings. I've met so many interesting people, and one of them was interested in numerology, and I visited his site, and I was completely made sense, you know. Everything through this journey of enlightenment makes sense. Not to the mind, not to the ego mind, but to the one that is pure sense. It's like seeing yourself in the mirror, or seeing life in the mirror. You don't take it personal. You don't take, it's me that saw this thing, it's me that experienced thing. There is no such thing as a me, or an I, or a person. This is an idea, this is a concept, this is just a programmed way of how we think, how the mind thinks life should be lived, which is one of the greatest mistakes that humanity has made, is to try and think we have some sort of mechanical control of each other and even of our own doings. But anyway, this numerology became really quite fascinating for me. Not this mind, but this sense of being. And I realized I'd made 996 videos, and you form some sort of compulsion about having to sit here, because 996 out of probably 4,000 is a colossal amount of obsessiveness. And the speaker can take no blame or credit for any of this, because it's just what is taking place. Life is just unfolding itself, and this happens to be what is taking place right now. So I wanted to make it up to 999. I don't know what the concept of 999 is, apart from phoning the police when I was a youngster, which has now changed, I think. But what is the concept of 999? Maybe someone can write in and tell me. Maybe this friend I made on YouTube can maybe highlight this. But there's a need to make it up to 999, which means I'm 3 short. So the mind cannot relate to the past. Once one thing is done, it's gone. So out of that thousands that I was deleting, I couldn't find there was no need to upload something that has passed. The past is past, you see. The future may never come, only the present moment. So here I am, sitting with the intent of making up 3 videos, and again, not knowing what's going to come. So we'll start with this one. I beg your forgiveness for keep promising that I'm not coming back. You know, there's no promises, there's no me, there's no I that can make these promises. It is with a little bit of insight that you feel this urge. There's a feeling of an urge to just try and implement some of the things you had before awakening, like organizational skills, like planning skills. But something intervenes, you see, this beautiful kiss that Muji calls, this kiss within intervenes. Stop that nonsense. Don't try and take control. Everything is happening for you. Everything is unfolding for you. And this kiss is such a grounding. to say there's no apologies, there is no credit, there is no need to describe or analyse or justify what is taking place. So here it is, 997. Okay. Maybe nothing will come. Who knows? Do you think 4,000 videos, every one was a gem? No, I don't think so. It's like these the clips that they show afterwards. You know, when they're filming the interview and someone walks behind the interviewer and makes a gesture and cut, edit, try again. Okay, so the best way to start anything is to pay gratitude to life, to consciousness. And maybe it's a great one to start with to describe that impact, that U.G. Krishnamurti speaks about as that ultimate shock. Eckhart Tolle speaks about in the mirror as that out of body, everything seemed to subside. And whatever I am, experienced both. Very exact. I didn't know Eckhart Tolle at the time. I didn't know anything at the time. You see, so that's a very good point to start with. I don't have any religious background. I don't have any knowledge. I am quite a very, very shallow and naive human being, or human. And that's fortunate, because that shock of wakening up, even in that biggest impact, is slightly more able for the body and mind to take it, because there's no real falling into that unbelievable deep sleep that you see many humans are in, this unbelievable deep sleep. And you don't tell them that because each one is waking up on our own. So I was very fortunate to be shallow and naive and uneducated, unreligious, unspiritual, unatheist, apart from Reiki, apart from which was an opening up of the inner being, that chakras, that aura, that consciousness, that door for everything to take place. That's the starting point, you see. But there's no taking ownership of, I'm a very intelligent man, hence why these videos don't come across like some of these enlightened philosophers or enlightened teachers or lawyers or whatever intellectual. You are what you are, you see. That's what enlightenment teaches you. You are what you are before you even become awakened. You're just accepting of what you are. It's very accepting. It's very liberating to realize that what you were before was okay. Everything is okay. You don't have to be that one that the mind says, aim for the highest. You can be that simple guy, that simple human, that uneducated, that not willing to punish the systematic head. One thing you know is when the body dies, the brain is sent somewhere. The contents of the brain is sent somewhere to some sort of computer in the universe. Yeah? And it's, what do you call it? Downloaded. Yeah? It's downloaded. And then it's analysed and judged and realised that there's a need to improve certain aspects of that brain. There's a need to lose certain aspects of that brain. And science has proved this, biology has proved this. This reptilian brain is slowly dying, but it's still there. So when you realize that you are not interested in information, it's because of something that is a necessity. You're not here to be interested in information. So you accept. The best way before awakening is to accept what you are. Accept entirely what you are. Accept emphatically what is going on in your life. Addictions are going on in your life for a purpose. For a purpose for you to either accept them or remove them. But the removal will be done automatically if you trust in where you are, what you are, and what you're doing. So there's not one word that acts on its own. Each word is intricately, see, I can't even say the words, intricately connected. So you can't accept what you are until you trust what you are. You can't trust what you are until you have faith that everything is okay as what you are. Children, it's so evident now that children are being put to aim. They're being put into politics before 12 years old now at school. They're being put into aim to try and resolve the crap that we have implemented through wanting to improve ourselves or improve the world that we have nothing to do about. It's nothing to do with us. Nature is improving the earth. Yeah? You can improve your body. Improve your body. It's your body. You can do anything with your body that you like. And it's acceptable. But you can't improve your mind. You can't improve the mind that you have been born with, in the culture that you are born into, and the parents that you are born from. You should respect that. One of the biggest lessons that you will learn if you have to go through this enlightenment is that you had everything that you really needed before you even started looking for something else. And therefore all the disciples, Papaji especially, says, the whole problem is wanting, desiring, looking for something else. That's the whole problem. But the problem, if it arises, it either has to be removed, on its own it will go, or it has to be accepted. I have a problem. I have to live with this problem, that's fine. Everything's okay. I'll put the problem right back into the hard drive and just only deal with it when it arises. And isn't that the aspects of thinking? Isn't that what happens through thoughts? They come. Sometimes you address them. Something mind addresses that thought, takes ownership, and gives birth or allows subsequent thoughts to come in, connected to that thought. I am fat. I need to go on a diet. I need to go to the gym. I need to buy some bigger clothes. I need to think about my lifestyle. I need to change my partner because they cook the wrong things. All because I am fat. But these thoughts can be put to the back. At some point they will relive themselves. It's a very simple way of living. It's a very basic way of living. But we can't accept simple and basic. I remember saying to one man the other day, I think it would have been more easier to live in the primitive times, in the Neanderthal times. And he replied, as if I was suggesting that was a negative thing. I was actually suggesting it was a positive thing, right? But again, like words, like body language, like your interpretation, your mindset can pick it up wrong. He retorted right back and said, what's wrong with primitive and Neanderthal? They were very, very able and capable people. And then you have to reassure, yeah, that's what I meant. And then the contradictions come in. And he says, well, you don't want to go backwards. You think? So, this is how wars start. Misinterpretation of thoughts, misinterpretation of minds, misinterpretation that one is superior, one is bigger, better, brighter, darker. The minute you judge anything, even positive, you're going to get a reaction if it's projected outwards. So many speakers, even this one, says something that is ingrained in the self, in the beingness, and normally there's no response. When a speaker arises and sends something from the mind, the ego, and makes comparisons and makes judgment, there is response. Because that response says, no, it's not that way, it's this way. It's not positive, it's negative. I have many discussions where someone is speaking about a subject, and even though the mind says, well, okay, that's very interesting, it could be misinterpreted, it could be misjudged. So you reflect what the person's saying in agreement, and they start arguing because they automatically think that they've not listened, they're going against it. So the best way, and I'm going to leave you with this first video, this 997, the best way is, Jiddu Krishnamurti says, who can listen to the words and understand what is beyond the words, and without interpreting the words, without trying to understand the words, without trying to take the words to utilize in other form words, in other ways, sharing the words. When one listens where the words are coming from, what is the source of the words, where the root pulsation the words arise from, you'll understand that person, that speaker, with clarity, with no judgment, with no analysis, because you have accepted whatever that speaker is vocalizing, but you're not accepting the vocalization when they appear as words of description, words of meaning, words of definition, words of opposing sides. You're looking at a program, receiving a program, and you're not living life. Therefore, in its purest state, therefore, primitive and Neanderthal, before we spoke, we had different problems, but we have no problems with communication, no problems with starting wars. We may have been more unruly towards each other, we may have been more colonial, we may have more boundaries, physical boundaries, but we didn't need the communication. So somewhere down the line, maybe in our future life, if we can take that non-vocal way of just accepting, trusting and having faith in life and people around us, we already have designed a clearer way of opening up boundaries, of opening up opportunities. But the conflict is still there between the words and what our capabilities as human beings are. We as human beings, when we're doing and participating with no communication, are like angels dancing in paradise. But when we enter a room, or now a Zoom, we're like animals discussing how we can move the grains of sand on the beach and make the beach more perfect. And each one's beach is completely different. Therefore, we end up with grains of sand in our eyes, throwing sand at each other. We are evolving in our doing way, in our way of celebrating, worshipping, dancing, even in our addictions. But we're not evolving in how we speak. We're not evolving in how we think. We are primitive. But wait a minute. That's derogatory, you see. We are what we are. Accept what you are, and you won't have to use words so much. Actually, you won't have to do anything so much. Everything will merge and interact, and we will become that pure consciousness one day. I hope it happens before video 999, and then my work is complete. I fully promise not to go into that 1,000. Remember what I said at the start. Only these are based on these three numbers that inside they mean something. They mean something intricately pure. But in the head, they may mean something else. Maybe you can give me some head information. 999. Or do I just have to phone the police? Namaste Om. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.